Welcome to Limitless Light, the Temple of Limitless Light, guided visualization for the Temple of Chokmah, right? Chokmah, the second Sephira. So tonight we will be adventuring along the hero's journey through the Temple of Chokmah, the second Sephira, so the Sephira of energy, also represented by the twos of the tarot deck. This two energy, these sort of balance cards. Most of them are pretty good cards. And what that is going to look like is Alana will read a description of the path, and then we'll do a Kabbalistic cross to sort of get us into the right state, grounded and connected, balanced, in order to do the magical work. Then I'll do a lesser banishing ritual of pentagram to create the safe space, the safe container for our work, and then a gateway to the temple of Chokmah. And then we'll read a guided visualization for the path, for that experience. And at the end, we'll shut everything down and let you stay in your trance state. And if you like this, you can join us on Facebook and have a book out. And please like and follow. Right? You're supposed to say that. Let everybody know.
Please like and follow. All right. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Chokmah is the second Sephira and the sphere of divine wisdom. This is a type of wisdom that is beyond any knowledge that we humans can comprehend. The pure energy from Kether has overflowed and created another space, as well as a natural polarity, 2, the reflection of the number 1. Chokmah is a sphere of pure life-giving energy. It is the great motivating force of the universe, which starts everything into motion. The zodiac, the stars, and the constellations are attributed to Chokmah. According to the Sefer Yetzirah, the second path is that of the illuminating intelligence. It is the crown of creation, the splendor of the unity, equaling it, and it is exalted above every head and named by the Kabbalists the second glory. Chokmah is clearly confirmed here as the essence of illumination, not the same as that brilliant spark of Kether which exists on a higher plane, but as wisdom, perfect knowledge that has developed as the result of reflection of Kether into a second sphere, a mirror of the first, enabling the divine spirit to both emanate from itself and behold itself. The crown of creation indicates that Chokmah was created from the crown, or Kether. Again, we are presented with the idea that the primal spirit is not diminished in any way through the succession of the Sephira. The splendor of unity equaling it, that it is exalted above every head, alludes to Chokmah's high position on the tree, along with the other supernals above the abyss. As the first Sephira to develop polarity, Chokmah is placed at the summit of the right-hand pillar. If Kether can be described as a point, then Chokmah could be portrayed as a straight line, an extension of the point into space. The energy of Chokmah is dynamic and outpouring, for it is the great stimulator of the universe. Within Chokmah lies the first masculine fire expression, as opposed to the androgynous expression of Kether, whereas Kether is the calm center point of the universe. Chokmah is complete action and movement, the vital, energizing element of existence. It is the archetypal positive, and the great supernal Father, Abba. However, Chokmah is not simply a masculine sexual energy, but the root essence of masculine or dynamic force.
Wow, thank you. That was really, really enlightening. Fantastic. Thanks for reading that. We're getting these out of Cicero's Garden of Pomegranates. I mentioned that earlier. Oh. Qabalistic cross. We start each ritual, each magical working with the Kabbalistic cross as a sense of ability to connect, ground, and balance. All right, so just sink into your body, feel the weight, the solidity of your body against the chair or floor, wherever you're resting. Feel the force of gravity so you're centered, you're here. And deep breathe deeply from the lower abdomen. Deeply but gently. Let it be natural. And when you're ready, visualize yourself growing larger and larger. Your head going through the ceiling, past the clouds, past the moon, into deep space. The earth is but a small ball beneath your feet. Above your head is a ball of pure brilliance. Touch the light, bring it down to your forehead, and vibrate. Bring the light down to your heart center, where you can silently say the name of your inner guru, your inner teacher. And then bring the light down through your body, past your feet, into the earth, so you're standing in a column of light, and vibrate. Malku. I'll bring the light up to your left shoulder and visualize a ball of blue flame representing your compassion for all sentient beings. Vegedura. Bring the light across to your right shoulder. Visualize a ball of red flame representing your will. Vegebura. Cross your arms. Leolam. Amen. Lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram to create sacred space, a safe container. Yehovah. Our minds are clear. Adonai. Beitome. Our inspiration is clear. Yeah. Ekumaya. Our emotions are clear. Our connection to the world is clear. Before us, Raphael. Behind us, Gabriel. At our right hand, Michael. At our left hand, Uriel. For around us flame the pentagrams, and within us shines a six-rayed star. The gate of transformation. To open the gate, has said, I open the gates between worlds, I invoke the guide. I open the gates between worlds, I invoke the guardian. I open the gates between worlds, I invoke the ordeal. I open the gates between worlds, open the gate of Chokmah, Abra Hadabra. Call of Chokmah. O el vino de lonsa de ael das triani, odo e eoni, antara kani salahote de ya azoni zoda. Chokmah. Urusigle laqua anta lo selque, oroi noromi, eo ive ahi, koholote al kahilante, do a mouth de yadna, alaneshi o do al ono, wano anim, al do al balam, o do ono noas, o do geya, geya hey. The Temple of Chokmah has been opened. On entering the Temple of Malkuth, you give the appropriate signs. Sandalphon takes you up the path of Tau to Yesod. From there, you ascend the path of Samek to Tippereth. Then you rise up the path of Hay. You find yourself standing at the end of the 15th path, facing the door to the astral temple of Chokmah. A large gray door is before you. Carved into this door is the Hebrew letter Cheth, painted in white. Giving the projection side, you step through the door into the second sephirah. Once inside, you give the sign of silence. The Temple of Chokmah is a round chamber. Its circular wall is constructed from gray stones of every size and shape. An outline of the zodiacal wheel is engraved upon the ceiling as well as the floor. The wheel is divided into 12 houses, with the symbols of the appropriate zodiacal sign within each house. The air is scented with musk, and the only thing in the room is a central altar made of star ruby, on which 2 white candles and a bowl carved from turquoise, containing the central flame of the temple. Paradoxically, the chamber seems very calm and full of activity at the same time. You vibrate the sacred names which awaken the individual inhabitants of Chokmah. The divine name, Yah, and the name of the archangel, Raziel. And then you call upon the order of angels, known as the Ophanim.
A dark form slowly materializes just east of the altar. You can barely make out the figure of a man dressed in neutral gray robes. So perfectly does his form blend into the gray walls of the sanctuary. His face is completely covered by a gray hood. Sprouting from his shoulders are two great dove gray wings, the feathers shimmering with a slight iridescence like gasoline on water. Ratziel, the herald, or secret of God, speaks to you in a deep, sonorous voice.
You have entered the realm of the illuminating intelligence. By which symbol dost thou enter herein?
By the symbol of the thrysis, or the closest thing we have.
Ratziel gives you a slight nod. He directs your attention to the temple flame on the altar. The flame flares up suddenly, and the room around you becomes transparent. Then the sanctuary fades from view, is replaced by nebulous gray swirling clouds. You hear the voice of the archangel speaking to you. It is written, "For the Father perfected all things and delivered them over to the second mind, which the whole race of men call the first."
You find yourself standing on a hill next to a tree. You're inside a large green globe representing the earth. Above your head is a spherical ceiling painted with images of the sun, the moon, and the stars against an indigo background. It seems quite strange to you that the heavens should appear so flat and your body so large that you can see the curvature of the earth. Reaching upwards, you touch the surface of the painted heavens. It feels like paper. You tear a hole in the painting and push your head and upper part of your body through the opening. And what you see on the other side takes your breath away. Before you are rotating bands of clouds, fire, and light in every spectrum of the rainbow. In wave after wave, the energy patterns roll steadily downward from above in a graceful ballet of movement. The movement also proceeds in ways that you can't easily define, forward and backward, inward and outward. It is as though, on one level, you are looking at the lungs of the universe, breathing in the pure divine energy and breathing out the light force of the cosmos. You also see the band of the zodiac, constellation after constellation, moving in one direction, slowly around the earth, and then gliding effortlessly through the bands of the clouds. You see several circular shapes rising and falling in the mists with a rhythmic dance. They appear to be the same golden wheels that you first encountered on the 15th path of Heth. The four wheels all turn in one direction, yet inside the rim of each wheel is a smaller wheel that turns in a direction perpendicular to the outer wheel. The rims are covered with eyes, and each wheel surrounded by a white halo on many wings. One of their number moves towards you across the clouds. It speaks to you in a familiar voice that you recognize as belonging to the Archangel of Chokmah in his persona as Ratziel Chokmael, ruler of the angelic host of the second Sephirah. Ratziel speaks.
"I am the sent forth one of God, the keeper of the secrets divine, Sapphire Book of Wisdom. In legend, I am the archangel who first taught the secrets of Kabbalah and the wisdom of the stars to Adam in the Garden of Paradise. I am the awareness of the singularity and power of the universe. We are the Ophanim, the wheels, and the many-eyed ones. We are the order of angels associated with the sphere of Chokmah, the sphere of force and power. We are the spirals of evolution, providing essential energy and motivation and initiating all activities, beginnings, endings, and transformations. The astrological influences of the constellations, born from the ever expanding genesis of the universe, is directed in its motion by us. Our work is described in terms of resonance, cycles, rhythms, and frequencies. We are the principles of energy and change, refracting the primal energy from Kether into viable cycles and patterns of power and the continuance thereof. We also break down the complex patterns of energy into their primal forms before returning to Kether, and we operate the cycles of karma. We are the upholders of wisdom, and we aid the archetypal masculine in the manifestation of his presence through willpower and the primary activation of force.
The vision of the Ophanim fades out to gray, and you find yourself standing on a snow-covered peak of a mountain. The summit is so high that it is completely engulfed in gray clouds. To your right, you see the peak of a second mountain, and far below you is a dark ocean. This must be the roof of the world, you think to yourself. There is a low rumbling sound, and the mists suddenly split open. You see a vision of the high God of the Hebrews. The form of the mighty God Yahweh is outlined against the sky in a rainbow of fire. He has the stately figure of a wise old king with long, milky white hair and a beard. He's dressed in a plain gray robe, and in his right hand, he holds a rough wooden staff. When he speaks, the sound of his voice is like 1,000 thunders.
I am the thought that dwells in the light. I am the movement that dwells in the all. I am the invisible one within the all. I exist within the silence. Within my thought, it is I who am laden with the voice. It is through me that knowledge comes forth, uttering a voice by means of a thought. I am the thought of the Father, and through me proceedeth the knowledge of everlasting things. I am a mystery, invisible to all who are visible in the all, light dwelling in light. It is written, I am yesterday, today, and tomorrow, for I am born again and again. I am that whose force is unmanifest and nourished in the dwellers in the west. I am the guider in the east, the Lord of two faces, who seeth by his own light. I am the hidden wisdom of the soul, creator of gods. I am he who bursts the bonds, the uttermost extension of my name. I bring to its fullness the force which is hidden within me, and I am he who cometh forth as the one who breaketh open the gates. And everlasting is the daylight which my will hath created. I shine forth as Lord of life and glorious law of light. I travel on high. I tread upon the firmament. I raise a flashing flame with the lightning of mine eye.
A bolt of gray lightning issues from the eyes of Yahweh. It strikes the second mountain peak off to your right, blasting a hole in the elevation. The energy of the blast reaches deep down into the core of the earth, where a process of thermal heating commences. The mountain explodes in a shower of rock, ash, and gas. Lava gushes out of the hole into the many crevices below the summit. The lava flows down into the vast dark ocean below, sending up angry clouds of steam as the molten rock is swallowed by the salty sea. Eventually, so much lava reaches the water that it forms an extended landmass, a new peninsula of igneous rock projecting out from the shoreline. Years after it cools, the new land formed here will be cultivated by the various creatures of the earth who will make it their home. You marvel at the process of planetary evolution that changes the very surface of the earth, the cosmic force whose powers activate new growth. You look up as the vision of Yahweh fades and the clouds assume their normal appearance. Your journey into Chokmah has arrived at its completion. Following the path of hay, you return to the temple of Tipperath, and from there you descend to the path of Samech to Yesod. You continue down the path of Tau to the temple of Malkuth. Sandalphon closes the portal behind you. You salute the archangel of Malkuth with the projection sign, and she answers with a sign of silence.
I open the path of return. We shall come forth by day into the light. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the guide. I invoke the guardian. And I invoke the ordeal of return. We shall come forth by day into the light. Uriel, we thank you for your grounding in inner contemplation. Gabriel, we thank you for the ecstatic states you lift us to. Michael, we thank you for your illumination and protection. And Raphael, we thank you for your equanimity and balance.
By this merit, may all sentient beings know peace.
Rite is complete.